Hello and good afternoon. My name is Martin Cowart, and thank you so much for joining me today when we create our sanctuary to love and support each other through this pandemic. And I'm so excited today to have a friend, an author, and magician, fellow magician, to share this space with me to talk about this supercharged solstice. And I'm going to get as far out of the way and give up the reins as quickly as I possibly can because this lovely woman is powerful, energetic, and it's got some great wisdom to share with us today as we are all experiencing. I know we just checked in a second ago, and I was just saying that I'm checking in from a place of sort of deep vulnerability and feeling a little bit fragile today. And we were just talking about how we might want to just check in with how we're feeling. So that's what I'm feeling, Deborah. I'm just feeling a little unusually vulnerable and fragile today. I don't know if that's what's going on, but that's what I'm coming up with. And I see that. Let's see. It looks like Darceau is here today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for
Hello.
being part of our noonday meditation and contemplative prayer power hour. And I'm just so excited to have Deborah here. And there's another loyal dear friend, Mindy Mount. Glad you're here, Mindy. It's so wonderful to have you here with us today. And please, we want this to be as open. And as you know, the more we put into the chat window, the more open we are to conversation. Deborah's going to lead us into a meditation at some point through the hour, and I'm going to turn over the reins to her because she is very gifted and very wise, and I'm just very, very excited to have her here with us today. So, Deborah, I'm going to turn it over to you for now.
Wow.
Another dear friend, Courtney Burrell. Hey, Courtney.
Hello, Courtney. Welcome. Martin, thank you so much for this invitation to be with your community today. As I've shared with you, today is a supercharged day. And so I'm imagining that there's all the myriads of emotions that humans have. I think they're all at play today. So you were saying that you were feeling, a sense of vulnerability within yourself and hearing the message of it's time to be still,
Yes.
So, and for me today, I woke up and I was like, oh, I feel some relief. Because in the last week or so, I've been really caught up in my head a little bit much and knowing, get it down into your heart, get it down into your body. And then when it would come down there, it'd be like, oh, that feels scary, back up into the head. And so there's been, quite a bit of movement for energy for me. And then today I was like, oh, there's the heart space, expansive.
Wow. Let's say hello to Audrey Smaltz for checking in. Hey, Audrey. Nice to have you here with us today. Another good friend.
And so for the people who are on the call, I just want to let you know we're so happy that you're here. We're so pleased that you can join us. And however you are turning up, whatever feeling is in your body, your heart, or your mind, or your spirit today, it's actually perfect for you right now. And so if you feel so inspired to, you can let Martin and I know how you are today. So we've got Elna's just come in from Texas. Hello, I have some relatives in Texas.
Hello, Elna. Good to see you here with us today. This supercharged day.
So today, being a supercharged energy day, means that we will have a supercharge of emotions, feelings, and responses today. And I like to believe that they're all at service for us. They're all working to teach us, lead us, guide us with what we need now. Like Martin, for you, your guidance has been like, oh, it's going to be okay just to let go a little bit and to just find some stillness and care today. So Courtney's feeling super good today, feeling really connected to nature. Beautiful, Courtney. Beautiful. I was the same. I had a beautiful walk and swim down the beach this morning. I'm in the lucky position of coming at you from Barbados, where the sun is shining today. And I also had a chance to connect to nature today. So the reason I wanted to be with Martin today is, if you don't know, today is the day of the solstice in both the north and the southern hemisphere. And the solstice is always a beautiful, beautiful marking of time. In so many traditions, the solstice has meant an abundance of magic, festivity, ritual, and essentially in the northern hemisphere, it's the winter solstice, so it represents the midpoint of the winter, the point where we have the shortest day. In the southern hemisphere, where my family are in Australia and all of the other beautiful countries down in the southern hemisphere, they've got their summer solstice, so they've got the longest. So it's the idea of it's a point in time, and that point in time is celebrated as an opportunity for renewal, revival, and also for taking a moment and checking in, which is what you've been invited to today, Martin, with just that, let's just slow this down and check this in. And for others like me today, and maybe Courtney and others here, you know, it's like it's the revival and the celebration that has come. So it may feel like they're extremes, but they're actually both, you know, on the spectrum of the magic that's possible when we experience a solstice. So it's that point where we go, oh, here's a particular point in time. So let's take a moment. But there's more, Martin. There's more. So this solstice is supercharged because Saturn and Jupiter, big, beautiful planets that work with us in our consciousness and in our earthbound reality, guiding us from above. They are both lining up and dancing together today. They're getting real close. They don't do that often. They're big planets and they don't move fast. So the fact that they've not only moved together, but on the day of the solstice and in 0 degrees Aquarius. They have not been together in Aquarius for a really, really long time. So for those people who are following it, today is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius, which is a really big, beautiful deal. And it's the end of a cycle of time that we've been in through the Age of Capricorn for the last couple of 100 years. So the way that we have energetically all been, to Melinda earlier this morning, I felt like I was attacked by a bear. It was a human feeling the dance. Yeah, there's a lot of energy moving around. I love that. I've got a really clear image of that, Melinda. That's really great. Yeah. So I don't know how much people know or don't know, and you don't really need to know all the details of what the planets are doing. But what I think it's important to share, and why I wanted to be with your community today, Martin, was to share that this really is the opportunity for new beginning now. So the solstice gives us the rebirth, the revival, the opportunity to turn the season, acknowledge time. And these 2 planets coming into their very, very close dance together in Aquarius is the shifting of some collective energy. So Capricorn energy is finishing and we're dancing our way into the Age of Aquarius, which means brand new collective energy. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the new. 2020 has been tricky. Right? And a part of that we can now begin to understand is a part of what has been dismantling in 2020 is the things that we don't need for the Age of Aquarius, that we don't need in our moving forward. So what has been challenged, what has been changed, what has been shifted was all also a part of our greater good. That's right, Melinda, bring it on. All part of our greater good to shift us to a new energy. So it's not that Capricorn was bad energy. Capricorn for the last couple of years has done amazing things. Capricorn's very much earthbound. What am I building? Where's my stability? We've built empires and cities and new ways of educating and healthcare, and so much has been built. But also the balance point, the shadow side of that is in the building of that. We've also had some destruction of some people's rights and responsibilities, parts of our environment, that literally got torn down to make space for these new buildings. So there hits a balance point where we've had enough Capricorn now.
Yes, we have had enough drama. It's time for a musical.
That's right. And the Aquarian energy is all about innovation, new ideas, new way of seeing things. And the Aquarian energy is humanitarian. So essentially for the collective, we're moving from I to we. So what do we need now? And I think that's a part of what we've been learning in 2020 is understanding that we can't do this world on our own because we've all been affected by the global pandemic. We've all realized, well, actually, we're all one. We're all in this boat together. So that's been our learning and lesson in that. Just like, well, maybe we need to start looking at the collective and how we can be better together rather than thinking about me and my patch of earth. So this is what we have today, is this opportunity to begin to put our world back together again, but with a whole new energetic way of seeing it, whole new feeling, which is also why we're all feeling so much today. If there's anything that you cannot or should not, or it's not in your highest good to take to that next age, it's going to ask to be released now. If there is something that's coming towards you, it's going to get louder now. And whichever is happening for you, it's perfect. It's all working in your higher good. So how does that, like when you hear that, Martin, what comes up for you? What are you thinking?
It resonates with me, and that what I think I was saying this morning, it was feeling like I was feeling a little bit nauseated, like something wanted to come up out of me. And you said, well, maybe it's you need to purge something. And I think that is exact. I need to purge. It's a fear-driven way of living in the world, afraid of living. Mm-hmm. And I talk about this a lot and so it's like, to me, it's like, if I don't do it personally, it won't get done. And that's living in fear. Yeah. And like today, there was a sense of like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you are coming on today and I could just hand over the reins and
let someone else do it.
That was part of the process of me letting go of some of fear of that sort of individualistic, personal need to make things happen. Yeah. I don't have to do anything but show up with love and gratitude, really.
Yeah. And that's the we. That's the power of the we, isn't it? Of like making space for not having to hold every thread.
Exactly.
But also knowing authentically which thread you hold and why and how that serves the greater good.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. For me this morning, I definitely had this experience of like, Debra, you know this, but please listen again. Your head is not going to lead you to where you want to go.
Right.
It's all about listen to your heart, because your head tries to figure it out and it gets really busy. You know, but coming down into that heart space of like, and trusting what the heart is telling us and allowing the magic that comes from our intuition to guide. So like in Big Life Magic, the work that I do with people, connecting people to their magic, I always say to them, love is the leader and magic is the guide. So let love lead, but then allow magic to show you some spots along the way. Jen T. Grace is with us. Hello, Jen.
Good to see you, Jen.
Happy solstice. Happy solstice conjunction day. So my feeling is, Martin, we can either go now into a guided meditation together that I can take everyone through, and then we can have a discussion on the other side of that. Or we can open up and see if there's anybody else who wants to know more. Oh, here we are. Yeah.
I felt a lot of buildup today. I felt a lot of things coming to a close. I've done so much reflecting the past few weeks and feel the rebirth of so many things. I know I'll not be the same person in a year, and I'm excited to let everything unfold. Yes.
Yes, that's it exactly, Courtney. And I think people are experiencing that in different ways and in different layers for themselves. You know, people who have been, sort of like Courtney said, she has been reflecting over the past few weeks. It means she's had some time to work through some layers of the energy to find that space of like, oh, I'm about to walk through the doorway. There's the way it was, and here's the new way. For some of us, that reflecting may be spurred by the energy of now. Just like, oh, maybe I need to stop and feel for a second. What's going to be best for me here? So the same, you know, it's. I don't think it's a race with depending on where you are or where you are not. It's about the awareness and then the intention of just paying attention to what your heart or your intuition is pointing you towards, and then honoring that is really the best thing that we can do.
You know, I just had a little hit from something you said and something Courtney said, the two of you together, is that the feeling of fear has a similar feeling as excitement.
Mm. Mm.
And I just felt like this fear that I was feeling this morning was really what I'm feeling now is excitement
Yeah,
about what's changing.
about what's changing.
And I was feeling some resistance to the change, which was fear that just this second sort of opened itself up to excitement and the idea of like, what a wonderful day to stop everything I'm doing and just celebrate and be alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a lot to celebrate too. Like this year, we have done so much work. I'm trying to live more in the moment, not the anxiety of future or regrets of the past. Yes, Elna. I think that is one of the great life lessons of the human experience, is
Mm-hmm.
that staying in the moment and not future tripping, not rolling back over the past again.
Yeah, I mean that's that, and yeah, I put together my first video series called "Practicing the Art of Being Present." That is a practice because what we're
Yeah,
doing is we're practicing, and I learned a little something once about that. It's like if we can make whatever we're doing in the moment our primary purpose. If I'm if right now I'm here with you, and this is my primary purpose in life to be fully present, then that presence becomes in it. I'm not thinking about the past or the future. And that's what it's really all about, because when presence is here, if I'm washing the dishes, making a salad, or taking out the garbage, if I'm present, it's just a lot more fun and exciting because the divine is the one that's doing it and I'm getting out of the way, and I'm just grateful for that moment. and
yeah,
and that's practice. That requires a lot. That requires a dedication of practice to stop the mind from thinking of the past and projecting into the future, because the mind's always thinking about bad things that happened and projecting them into the future. That's what fear is. It's like this is
yeah,
going to happen, and so we and the problem is we miss the moment.
yeah.
That's why I just said a while ago, I'm giving up today. I've decided after this conversation, I'm just going to enjoy the day, celebrate today, and
And you
be,
will,
yeah.
and you will.
And
Yeah,
I, and
yeah,
I, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's the thing
yeah.
about the thing I find
I think we got
about that.
frozen here for a moment.
Let's just see what the internet has to say. Okay, I'm not quite sure where Martin has gone, but he did say that they were having some tricky time with their internet.
We're back.
And you're back. I was
We're
just on the
back.
screen on my own for a minute. I was going, okay, so maybe we'll just carry on.
Well, now we can try. We can go back. It's just bear with us. Sometimes the internet goes out here and then it pops back on. So here we are.
It pops back up. Yeah. So I just want to take a moment as we gather back together. And I think I just want to invite everybody on the call with us now, or if you are watching this at a later stage and finding yourself wishing to stay, what I would like to invite us to do at the moment is to come into just collective breath. So not yet going into seeking a longer meditation, but just taking this moment now that we have come back together and knowing that you are on the call for a reason, that you are here and that we're pleased that you are here, and that we may be separated by space and time zones, but in this moment we are all breathing together. And so just finding yourself in a relaxed position, and just as Martin and I were talking about before the frozen moment, just trust this moment. Just trust this moment, trust yourself, and be as fully as you can be in this moment. And I invite you to take the biggest, deepest breath you have taken all day, and just let that really come down into the belly and release again. And because it's so delicious, we're going to do that a couple more times. Just really expand the belly and let it all release. I had a meditation teacher tell me once, Debra, you need to seek your anchor. I was getting caught up in very heightened emotions of a very, very difficult day. And I said, I think I'm going to lose it. And the teacher said, Debra, find your anchor. And I was like, where's my anchor? And she was like, it's your breath. Your breath is your anchor. So we're all going to anchor ourselves into this moment. And in whatever way it feels authentic and delicious for you, you're going to take 3 deep breaths and really get your anchor down into the sea and cemented down into the base of that ocean, so we can float for a while together in a collective breath, in a collective moment, in this moment when we have chosen to be together in breath and prayer. And allowing your breath to bring that energy down and to feel your energetic anchor down through the ocean and into the sea floor, where it sits comfortably. At any point in time, you can pull that anchor up and move if need be. But your anchor at the moment is exactly where it needs to be, anchored deep down into your belly, down through the soles of your feet. And just feeling the difference for yourself in this moment. What does it feel like to just simply stop and breathe? And now checking in for yourself. As I stop and breathe in this present moment, in this collective community, on this supercharged, powerful, energetic day, where is my energy the strongest? Where is the anchor within you that you can draw upon today? Is it your intuition deep in your gut? Is it the soles of your feet feeling really grounded and earthbound? Is it the top of your head reaching towards the heavens? Is it your heart that is opening? Is it your throat that wishes to express itself? Is it your shoulders wishing to carry some weight for yourself and others? Is it your hips, which are expansive and creative and you may want to dance? Where in you is your energy the strongest today? And just breathing into that strength. At any moment, we can be feeling more than one feeling. We can be holding strength and vulnerability at the same time. So in this moment, with our collective breath, we are anchored and we are connected to our strength. If focusing on your strength has brought forward also a vulnerability, send your breath there now with some extra love, some extra care, some extra support. And allow the love that you have to fill that space. Not to shift away from the vulnerability, but to simply acknowledge it. For it too is at service to you. And over the next 3 breaths now, you're going to breathe into your whole self, anchored deep, in tune with your strength and your vulnerability, and breathing deeply into your fullness of you in this full moment. And now, still connected to breath and still anchored, you're just going to start smiling. Just allow a smile to come across your face. And feel the difference when we smile. Feel what opens in you. Feel what becomes more expansive. And now bring that smile back to the collective, back to the group, so we can begin together again in prayer and a deeper meditation. I'm not quite sure where Martin has gone, but I'm trusting that he is going to be well served where he is. And I'm assuming that we are still live because I can see the live going for me at my end. So I'm just now going to continue with the group who is present with us here and with us now. And just allow for this new anchored sense of being together. Oh, you're back. It's all good. It's all beautiful.
All is good.
I just held the space for a minute. I said, I'm not quite sure what Martin is, but I'm just going to hold the space.
You're doing a great job.
So I just wanted to invite now for people to have a response to how they're feeling now. If they notice that their strength was in a different part of themselves than they were expecting, or if anything else emerged with just that simple anchoring of self in this moment. And just to open the space for anyone in the chat who wants to share with us if anything became more present for them, if they were surprised or delighted by anything that was discovered in that moment of breath. My gut shifted a little, Melinda. Great. Feel very at peace. My body is buzzing. Beautiful, Courtney. I think this is one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves. at any moment in any day is to stop and breathe. To stop and breathe, find your anchor, and then from there we can move forward. Rather than, I think, in the world that we've created, there's a lot of doing on top of doing on top of doing on top of doing on top of doing. And that produces a lot, but it's not necessarily all at service to us. Yeah. How are you feeling, Martin?
I am delighted. I'm feeling tremendous amount of joy at the moment.
Right, I'm so
I'm
pleased.
feeling joy. Joy the wise
That's great.
woman. Joy the wise woman is here, and she's delighted to be here. And she's just so pleased that you're here too.
Well, I'm pleased to be here too.
That's
So,
how I'm doing.
so what I thought we could do now, Martin, is invite people into this new age. I thought
Let's
we could
do it.
a guided meditation into inviting into the new age. So for those who don't know me, as you can see, my name's Debra Lynne Driscoll, and I'm the creator of Big Life Magic. And so what I do is I help people to connect to their magic and use spiritual practice and seeing the world through the lens of love and magic, so that they can create the big life that they enjoy and wish for and desire. And I'm also somebody who works deeply with grief. So I understand that we have joy and grief are hanging out together. Joy and grief are actually soulmates, and they're working, both of us are working magic on the capacity of our hearts. So I work from a really grounded, deep space myself. Like, my access to magic has come through my healing of grief. And my healing of grief will continue, and my exploration of magic will continue. And so what I wanted to share with everyone now is just a guided meditation where I want to take people through the doorway into the next age, just so we can all see what's on the other side. Just as an opportunity, just to go into our visualization, into our imaginations, and into opening up the possibilities. Because today, the solstice and the energy that's happening today is essentially what I believe to be our new year. So the calendar tells us the 1st of January is, 2021 new year. And that's the way that we've learned how to understand the world. If we want to look through the lens of energy and what the sky is telling us is happening on Earth, then actually we not only have a new year today, we have a dawning of a new year, which will be very potent for the next 20 years. Things that are shifting for us now are going to be playing out for the next 20 years. And this age is playing out for the next 200 years in various ways. So we are shifting into an energy that we will all be in for the rest of our lives. So it's a big opportunity for welcoming in, what do I really want? What do I desire? If I was to say, fear, I see you, but you're going to have to sit in the back now, because my desire and my love is going to start driving. Where are you driven to? So that's what I wanted to do with our guided meditation today, is just to come into that doorway. We'll just go through the doorway. We'll have a little peek, Martin. We'll just have a little peek on the other side.
I love it.
There.
Yes.
Okay. Yay.
Let's go.
Let's go. So everybody who is with us and everybody who will be listening to this later, sending you so much love, light, and protection, and calling in all love, light, and protection now. Calling in all energetic beings that wish to be with us and protect us in this circle of love and light now. Calling in the higher I am presence of everybody present in this meditation, live now and later on the replay. We call you in and we anchor you down with your breath, with the love and the light and the protection that you deserve. Calling in the north, the south, the east, and the west. Calling in air, water, fire, and earth. And calling in the expansiveness of all parts of us. calling in our bodies, our hearts, our minds, and our souls into this sacred circle now as we breathe, anchor down, and prepare ourselves to walk through the doorway. Sitting together in energetic circle now, we breathe together. We draw fresh love and light into our bodies as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we let go of what we do not wish to carry forward from this moment. It may be a simple worry. It may be an anxiety we've been holding on to. It may be a story that we think, I think I need to be done with that story now. And so as you breathe in love and light and allow that to fill you. And just trust as you breathe out that what you do not need any longer will be released simply with your intention to release it. So breathing in the love and light available to you, and breathing out the release. Breathing now into physical body, honoring your physical body for all that it does, for the amount that it holds, the memories in your muscles, the blood that is pumping. Breathing now into your physical body and giving thanks and gratitude for your physical body for its work and its service to you. And allowing your body to just relax a little bit deeper. You are anchored with your breath, and you are supported and present. It is safe for you to relax now. Breathing now into your brain space, into your amazing mind. Your mind is a great creator. And our mind is often very busy. We don't need to completely slow it down. We don't need to ask it to stop. It doesn't want to do that. But we can breathe some love and light in there and just say, it's okay to relax a little bit. We can let strategic thinking go, and we can open up imagination. Breathing into that brain space. Thank you, mental body. You truly are amazing. You give me so much. And now I wish to give you a moment of play in imagination. Breathing now into your heart space in the center of your chest and a couple of inches inward. You can breathe into your physical heart. You can breathe into your energetic heart. Breathing now into that beautiful heart space. The intelligence of our heart, the knowing of our heart, and the warmth and generosity of our hearts. And over the next couple of breaths, you're just going to allow the heart to open a little wider. You are anchored and present and safe in your physical body. Your mind is open and ready to play in imagination. Your mind is now at service. Your body is in support. And your heart is now the leader. We will be led by love. Breathing now into your whole spirit. The spirit that comes down from your higher I am presence, down through your ground, down through your whole body, down through the earth, all around you. Breathing now into your spirit and breathing now into the magic that is available there. We will be led by love, and magic is our guide. Staying connected to breath, you now see yourself at the base of a hill. It's not a very steep hill, but it is a little bit of a climb. And you know that you have the strength to do so, even though you're at the end of a long journey. You know that you're really close to the end, and you wish to see the view from the top. So knowing that you are capable and knowing that you are supported in doing so, you begin to climb the hill. Along the way, you notice that even though there's strength needed to climb, there's beauty around you. And each step that you take, you actually feel a little bit of freedom returning to your heart and to your mind. And your body has the strength to get you to the top. So you continue on your journey up this hill, knowing that there's something waiting for you at the top, that you have been guided now to the top of this hill. Love has led you here, and magic is guiding you higher and higher. When you arrive at the top of the hill, you see that your vision is uncompromised. You can see into the great expanse of the horizon. You can see all beauty and color around you. You can see all possibility, all potential. You know that you have worked hard and consistently to get to this view. What you have been working on, what you have been overcoming, what you have been changing and transforming within yourself is at service to this view at the top of the hill. You see now a beautiful doorway. There's a magical doorway at the top of this hill. And the door is just slightly ajar. You can't see through it, but you know it's open. And you know that you're allowed. You make your way towards the door. You know as you get closer to the door that this is the doorway to your new story, your new potential, your new reality. And you know you've worked for this, you're ready. But you pause at the door. You recognize this moment for its importance, and you choose now to pay respect. You pay respect for all your lessons and experiences up until this moment. You turn to look behind you, and you see behind you, across the hill and down the hill, everything that has led you to this moment. And you take a moment to breathe, and you take a moment for a final release. What do you not want on the other side of this doorway? What have you been holding on to that you actually don't need? What do you wish to release now? Is there a story that needs to end? Is there a reality that no longer serves you? Is there a fear, a worry, or an anxiety? Is there a relationship, a person, a place? You know that you are ready, able, and now willing to let that go and let that be. And so you do. You let it go and you allow it to roll down the hill. The final release. And you now stand there at the doorway, ready. Breathe into your heart space and feel the possibility. You are just about to walk through the door into your new energy set point. You put your hand on the doorknob and you just gently push the door from ajar to open. And you see on the other side the expanse of all possibility available to you. and you walk through the doorway. Spend time now on the other side of the doorway with your amazing mind and imagination, and begin to imagine the creation of what you deeply desire. You may not have it today, but you know that you can begin today, now that you've walked through the doorway. What do you wish to create in your world? What feelings do you want? What connections do you want? Where do you want to be? Just begin to see them now, actualized and realized on the other side of this doorway. For they will be the energy set point which will carry you through. See now with your amazing imagination what is possible on the other side of the doorway, because there is no limitation. There is no obstacle. There is only possibility. See now on the other side of the doorway your new age, your new reality, everything that is possible for you. Feeling your feet planted on the ground, feeling your heart open, feeling your mind expansive, feeling a strong connection to your spirit. Take a mental picture now of all that is possible for you on the other side of the doorway in the Age of Aquarius. And know that you can have it and that it's yours, ready to be created. For love is your leader and magic is your guide. Returning now to breath, returning to physical body, returning to this moment in time, and coming back from imagination and play. Welcome back, my friends.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful journey, adventure.
Yeah, I do love a journey. I do like to create stories and possibilities and playgrounds for magic. Absolutely.
Let's see what someone says here.
Yes, Dave. That's great. Oh, I could listen to your voice forever. Thank you, Courtney.
I have to agree. Isn't it just the most loving, guiding voice that it's like, wow, come on. This is such a treat that you're here today. I just am just feeling a tremendous amount of joy because you're here. It's great.
Oh, I just popped in. Thank you to the spirits that brought me here. You're welcome, David. And we've just finished for those people who are joining us just now, we've just finished a little guided playtime in magic, walking through into the Age of Aquarius. So you might want to check out the replay. The other thing with those types of meditations, Martin, is sometimes I do them a couple of times, because sometimes it can take a little while to get into the possibilities that we can see, to let everything release a little bit so that we can actually widen to the possibilities of the full potential of the magic. And so that type of meditation, I would do it probably 2 or 3 times. That's what I do.
I agree. I am going to keep this. Well, I get to download a copy of it and put it out there. So I will share anybody that would like a copy of this can get it from my YouTube channel. There will be a copy of this. It's everything on my YouTube channel. If anybody would like to go back and
great.
Facebook, yes.
Yeah. The other thing that I have, a gift if anybody wants an extra meditation, is on my website, biglifemagic.com. There's a free meditation that you can download, and it's called the Smiling Heart. And it's like in less than 10 minutes, anchoring into the breath, opening up, the heart space. So biglifemagic.com, go on there, get your smiling heart meditation. It's the quick tuning to gratitude and open heart. And Eleanor's feeling enlivened. It's so nice. What else? Did I miss anything else in the chat there, Martin, with how some other people are feeling?
Courtney says their future is a badass. I know Courtney. Courtney, you are a badass already. It's not the future.
Just even bigger and better.
It's going to even bigger, better badass. Yes, that's lovely. I know
Audrey's feeling nice too. And Melinda, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
What a wonderful, magical day.
It truly is. It truly is. And sometimes magic is uncomfortable, Martin. Sometimes its way to getting to the where we need it to be is on the way through, particularly big changes like this.
Well, as a shadow worker and a magician myself, it's like you can't spiritually bypass the dark stuff, as you know.
You can't. You just can't.
But sometimes when we're creating that space, the dark stuff, that's what I think I was feeling this morning, is that all of a sudden that dark, fear-driven old energy that was in me needed to come out, and that's what was present. And through this meditation, I've got to say that it's just, I had to feel that vulnerability, I had to feel that fear, and I had to say, okay, I can sit with that discomfort just as long as I need to. And then, lovely enough, you guided me through it and gave me permission, and all of a sudden, it just sort of fell away, and I fell into that deeper space of joy and openness. And
because that's on the other side of the doorway, isn't it? That's why you do the work.
That's why it's called work. Yeah. It does take work.
It is. Yeah. You just choose to whistle while we work. That's what I've just been put together.
Yeah.
So while you work. Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody out there got some questions they want to ask Debra while she's here today? We've got a few more minutes to just be together, and we don't have to fill in the time. We can just be together. We can just be in some space together and just enjoy that. We don't have to fill it up with something. Just preparing.
Yeah. I think the thing that I feel inspired to say now is to trust yourself. For each person, while all of this is shifting and changing. Like, if you can stop and breathe and find your anchor, whatever feeling or whatever is with you there, just trust it. Because I think a lot of the time we receive magic, but we don't trust it because we don't fully understand it. So I just feel inspired to say to everybody today, whatever is emerging for you, just breathe into that and just trust it, because it's always working at your highest good, even if it doesn't feel like it in that moment. And Courtney's asking where I'm from. I'm Australian American, so I was born in Australia and lived most of my life in Australia, where my family is now. And then before Barbados, which is my current reality, my little COVID coven here, I was up in New York City for 6 years. So I'm one of the privileged people in the world who has more than one passport. So I have an Australian and American passports. And at the moment, I'm in neither one of those countries. I'm in the Caribbean instead.
And I'm just a few islands over, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
It was so funny when we met last week for the first time. People introduced us, and it was like when you put two magicians together, it didn't take very long before we were just, I feel like I've known you all my life, quite frankly. It was such a wonderful relationship we're building here. So thank you for
more than welcome. More than welcome. And everybody connected to this call, wishing you the most magical solstice and spiritual, beautiful conjunction of these big moving planets in the Age of Aquarius and all of the possibilities. And remembering love is your leader, magic is your guide.
Tonight there's going to be do you want to speak a little bit about tonight and the visualization of these two planets coming together, what people might be able to see and how they...
Yeah, I'm actually not quite sure which part of the planet is where the best view is. I don't know if anyone else on the call might know that, but I was reading something either last night or this morning where they're saying that the last time this happened, which was a long time ago, and then they can track it back to when, they believe that this vision in the sky is what the three wise men saw over Bethlehem. Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying. So that's what's possible. But Martin, to tell you the truth, I don't know which part of the world you need to be in to see that. I know that would be an easy thing to find out via the wonderful power of Google.
Yeah, the wonderful thing. I know that here in Puerto Rico that there's all kind of instructions about how to go out on the beach and where to look for parents.
Oh, okay.
So I guess you're right. It depends on where you are on the planet.
Where you are, yeah.
It's going to make a difference. But
yeah. Because I do some moon work with people tonight. I have a waxing moon evening, which is a part of what's happening now. And the people I work with, the people in Australia, it's Tuesday morning. The people in the Northern Hemisphere, it's Monday. So it depends on where you are. Is the sun out? Is the moon out? Can we see it? I don't know.
Yeah. We'll have to just go outside and take a look and see what we see.
Just take a look, yeah.
We'll see what we see when we get out there. It's
possible, yeah.
Whether we see it or and whether we see it or not, we'll feel it. I'm certainly feeling something today. I can tell you that.
Well, it's like if the moon can move the tides of the ocean, and we are so much water. Yes. You have to science says, as well as the magicians say, but science also says, this is the power of the sun and the moon. It's like
exactly, and
it's all there, and it's to be harnessed. We can take it and work with it.
I love the analogy. I as a Christian mystic myself, and someone who's been studying the wisdom teachings of Jesus. Somebody asked me the other day about can I give my perspective on Christmas. I really don't know if the Christ that was born that we celebrate on Christmas is the same human being of Jesus we call the historical man. He could be, he doesn't necessarily have to. Could be, it may not be, I don't know. But to me, the point of the whole story is that we slow down enough, maybe by the fact that we saw, and we said we celebrated what infinite unconditional love poured herself into a finite human body called a baby. Yeah. And that's the Christ in every single one of us.
One of us.
And that's what we celebrate. We're not celebrating the birth of some historical baby back 2,000 years ago. We are celebrating the birth of infinite love making itself into a finite, precious human being called Christ.
Yeah.
Christ child.
Yeah. And then when we can see it in ourselves, we can see it in everybody else.
Yes.
And we're not giving it away to something over there.
It's the Christ within us. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I think we're.
I'm wondering if Martin has had his Puerto Rico moment again with the Wi-Fi there. So we are at the top of the hour. So in case Martin doesn't come back, I want to send big love and many blessings to you all connected to this call with us live today or watching on the replay. And I know that you give your love to Martin and share community and space with him. And I wish to share that with you too. You can find out anything you want to know about me at biglifemagic.com. And if you're so inspired to connect up, I would love to hear more about how your walking through the doorway is for you.
Well, there we are. I think
And we're back.
we're pushing it toward the end of. Let's see, we got a couple more. Let's see. Thank you so much, beautiful. Oh, you're a beautiful soul, sweet Courtney, and so
Thank you,
wonderful to have
Courtney.
you here. I'm just so delighted to see you here with us today, celebrating.
A little ceremony you could do tonight. Well, there's so many. Like that would take another hour, Courtney. It would just be to be in intention, if so called, to lighting a candle. I know that there's lots of people doing global meditations tonight. If anyone wanted to find out about that, yeah, that's right. The last conjunction was 1623. You're right, David. I mean, it's massive. Clear skies over Atlanta region to see. Beautiful, beautiful. There's so much magic available, Martin, and I just think really, it's all in the seeking. You know that quote that I think is Roald Dahl says, "Those who do not seek magic will not find it."
It's all around us if we just open our eyes to it.
That's right. That's right. Well, big love and many blessings to you, Martin.
And thank you. And hold on just for a second. Let me just say goodbye to everyone. And thank you, everyone, so much for joining us today. Wasn't this a wonderful? I mean, I'm just so excited to have Debra. Please come back again. I had just loved having you. I would love for you to be a regular part of our noonday meditation because you bring so much love and joy to the space. And that's exactly what we need. That's exactly why the sanctuary is here, for us to have a break from all of the drama and some of what we're experiencing right now in the world, to see a new reality that's grounded in love and truth and prosperity. So may love and prosperity prevail around the world.
Absolutely. All right. Big love, everybody. Many blessings.